Hey guys, welcome to YellowDingy.com. It's Mario, and I'm doing a game glance on Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2, and I'm playing it on the Xbox 360. This is the sequel of the first Force Unleashed, released in 2008. This game takes place 7 months after the last game, but before A New Hope. You play a Starkiller's clone, who is Darth Vader's secret apprentice. You are out to understand who you are and to find Juno Eclipse, who was the love interest from the first game. Now, while you're doing this, Darth Vader has hired Boba Fett to find Juno to try to get to Starkiller, being you. So that is the basic premise of the game. In your ventures, you'll come across other Jedis and even encounter Yoda on Dagobah. So there are some new things in the game with regards to gameplay. First off, you have more puzzle solving to do, which adds a nice contrast to constant combat. As for the actual combat, it's very similar to the first one, except now you have dual lightsabers, where you can hack enemies apart, even chop their heads off. You can also do a dual lightsaber throw, which comes in handy in getting preemptive strikes. You also have some additions to your force powers, including Mind Trick and Force Fury. Now with Mind Trick, you can get enemies to attack each other. With Force Fury, it's like an adrenaline rush, and that you can unleash on enemies, which becomes very handy in moments of desperation. And you have other force powers like Lightning, Push, Grip, Repulse, Throw, and Sense. Now with your character, as you progress through the game, you'll be able to upgrade your force skills and your lightsaber skills. So there is more variety in the game. You even get to fly a twin ion engines fighter, which is pretty neat. The combat at times might feel repetitive within a zone itself, but if you can just get past through that particular area, the game is sure to mix it up in the next segment. The actual combat varies from chopping up stormtroopers, grappling enemies and going into a kill sequence, taking out big machines, taking on fighters, and even more involved enemies like boss battles. The controls feel great. Buttons are allocated logically. Sometimes controlling the camera can be awkward, but for the most part it's reasonable. The only thing I don't like is when games go into button sequencing segments. There are certain parts that use this technique in this game, and I think it would have been better if they had just left it out. Now for graphics. This is one of the highlights of the game. The graphics rock. In-game graphics are great, with the air ripples from a force push to the glowing electricity from a lightning attack. The environments also look decent. The cutscenes are top of the line. It just looks sexy. The audio is also another highlight of the game. The actual combat sounds are fantastic, and the actual music score is what you expected. Yes, it's Star Wars themed, which is pretty hard to mess up. The actual voice audio during gameplay can be annoying and repetitive, but sometimes can help you as guidance if you're stuck. The only multiplayer worth talking about is on the Wii, where 4 players can go head to head. However, there is no multiplayer available on the PS3 or 360 versions. For Star Wars fans, this is a must-buy. It introduces additional story to the entire Star Wars saga, which I'm sure any Star Wars fan is craving. And overall, this is a great game. Some of the enemy kill animations can be repetitive, and the combat in general at times might feel repetitive, but you have amazing cutscenes with a fantastic storyline that will sure to impress any gamer, Star Wars fan or not. That was Star Wars: The Force Unleashed 2, and that was a game glance from YellowDingy.com.
What you have seen, follow it. You must.
To the ends of the galaxy if I have to.